Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, for those of you sitting in the first 15 rows, you are in the soak zone. There's a good chance that during our experience today, you'll be getting very, very wet. If you want to avoid being soaked in ice-cold salt water, you might want to move to higher and drier ground.
They come from adversity and challenge. They come from farmhouses and high-rises. There are people like you and me doing things you could never imagine. To those who dedicate their lives to protecting ours, we send our thanks and offer complimentary admission to any Busch Gardens or SeaWorld Park.
Hi everyone, my name is Justin and this is Amy and a rescued American bald eagle, Maddie. On behalf of all of us here at SeaWorld, I'd like to take this moment to show our support to the men and women of our armed forces and during these difficult times to those first responders who have worked tirelessly to help fight this global pandemic. We proudly welcome you and your families, and at this time ask any past or present members of the United States military or any of our allies from around the world, as well as those first responders, to please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in honoring these men, women, and their families. We thank you for your service. Orca Encounter will begin in just a few minutes. In the meantime, we'd like to share a short film about killer whales and their role in the world we all share.
The ocean covers over 70% of the Earth's surface and is essential to all life, both in the sea and on the land. There's one animal that is the perfect ambassador for the ocean, and that's the Orcinus orca, or killer whale. In just a few minutes, you'll meet SeaWorld's killer whales. First though, let's find out more about these remarkable animals. Orcinus orca, or the killer whale, is the most widely distributed mammal on Earth. They can be found throughout the ocean, all around the world, including in the Arctic, the Atlantic, the Southern, the Indian, and Pacific Oceans. No other single marine species lives in as many different ocean habitats or is as directly reliant on as many different types of marine life as the killer whale. More than any other marine animal, the Orcinus orca is the very embodiment of our shared global ocean. Until about 2 decades ago, scientists didn't know that there were actually several different varieties or ecotypes of killer whales. With effort and observation, however, we discovered that there are actually 10 distinct ecotypes, each differing in size, behavior, diet, lifestyle, and appearance. A striking characteristic of the orca is their black and white skin. This camouflage is called disruptive coloration. In a murky environment, this coloration can make them difficult to detect. Killer whales are countershaded. Their top surface is darker than their surface underneath. From below, looking up, they blend in with the light from above. From above, looking down, they're invisible against the dark depths. Killer whales are warm-blooded and breathe air just like we do. Killer whales are the largest members of the Delphinidae, or dolphin family. As you can see, they have impressive physical characteristics. Orcas have keen eyesight, both above and below the water. The dorsal fin of an adult male can be up to 6 feet in height. Pectoral flippers and tail fluke can propel them through the water at a high rate of speed with great maneuverability. Their top speed is nearly 30 miles per hour. Killer whales use echolocation to hunt and to communicate. Communication is also accomplished through tail slaps, breaching, and vocalizations. You'll experience a variety of natural killer whale behaviors during Orca Encounter today. We ask our whales to replicate natural behaviors such as breaching, spy hopping, and tail slaps. While awe-inspiring and entertaining for our guests, these behaviors are also essential to maintaining the health and well-being of the killer whales in our care. Much remains to be understood regarding the Orcines orca. One thing we do know, however, is that across the globe, they face real challenges as the general health of the prey populations and habitats on which killer whales depend suffer due to changes in the environment. In just a few moments, you'll encounter SeaWorld's killer whales and learn even more about these fascinating animals. As the most widely distributed mammal on Earth, the killer whale is uniquely positioned to represent the beauty, power, and fragility of the ocean.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nick. On behalf of the Killer Whale training team, I would like to welcome you to Orca Encounter. Being a part of SeaWorld's mission is more than just a job. We are proud of what we do, and it is a privilege for us to care for, build relationships with, teach, and learn from these amazing animals. Now more than ever, we are honored to share our relationships with the whales and what we have learned with all of you. We also recognize that there's a new way of doing things, wearing facial coverings and social distancing. We thank you for your patience and cooperation as we safely navigate this process. At the end of today's presentation, we ask that everyone please remain seated. Our operations ambassadors will be on hand to assist in the safe and timely exit of all of our guests. But for now, we hope you enjoy Orca Encounter!
Our world has one interconnected ocean. A vast blue expanse critical to life on Earth. And there's no better animal to represent the ocean's beauty than the killer whale.
They live in every corner of the ocean, from the Arctic to the Atlantic, the Southern to the Indian, to the Pacific and beyond.
The killer whale story is the ocean story, and it's one we all share.
We are one world, united by our ocean.
The waves
SeaWorld legend Katina, and that was our killer whale family showing off their incredible size, speed, power, and complex learning abilities. These behaviors keep our whales active and engaged. SeaWorld's killer whales have inspired generations to care for our natural world, and we are excited to share their story with you today.
Killer whales are the ocean's top predator. They use cooperation and communication, not just size and strength, to take their place at the top of the ocean's food web. At the bottom are small animals, like krill. At the top, the apex predator, the killer whale. Killer whales are as big as a bus, faster than an Olympic swimmer, high-flying and powerful.
We're going to see all of that and more. These behaviors contribute to an environment that is full of enrichment.
We spend days, weeks, months, and years building relationships with our whales. This creates trust, and that allows us to do some amazing things. For example, when you visit the doctor, you present your arm to draw blood, or step on the scale to see how much you weigh. It's much the same with our whales.
Today, we'll see the whales moving together in unison. These synchronized behaviors strengthen social bonds and enable them to problem solve as a group. Working together as a team makes them the ocean's top predator. Scientifically known as Orcinus orca, commonly called killer whales. Here at SeaWorld, we like to call them Katina, Nalani, Malia, Trua, and Makayo, our killer whale family. Makayo is the youngest whale at just 10 years old, and the oldest is Makayo's mother, who you just met ago, Katina, who is 44 years old. Katina is also the matriarch or leader of our pod. Now here at SeaWorld, our training techniques create a language between us and the whales. It's a language of learning through positive reinforcement, encouragement, commitment, and care. Through these techniques and our relationships, the whales learn to trust us. They even learn to take an active role in their own health and well-being. Now, in just a moment, Trua and Makayo, two of our male killer whales, will be joining us here at the slide-out area, and we're going to demonstrate a few husbandry or healthcare behaviors. Now, one of the first healthcare behaviors we train the animals to do is to offer a voluntary blood sample. As you can see, the whales have been asked to roll ventral or upside down and present their tail flukes. Not only does this position give us a great look at their entire body, but it also gives us access to the blood vessels, which are easily seen on the white underside of their tail flukes. Our veterinarians collect a blood sample at least once a month, and the whales are trained to remain calm and relaxed throughout the procedure. Now, if you watch us as trainers, we're always rubbing down the whales, sometimes on their backs or their bellies, their flippers, or their flukes. The whales have very sensitive skin, and this is just one way we can reward them for remaining calm throughout procedures like this. And it's also a really cool way for us to strengthen our relationships with the whales. Blood samples are just one way we can make sure the whales are staying healthy. Another important diagnostic is weighing the whales. And we are able to do that by simply asking them to slide their bodies up and out of the water, but onto a giant killer whale-sized scale that we have in one of our adjacent pools. And that behavior looks just like this. Now, Micaiah over here hanging out with Justin weighs in at about 4,200 pounds. However, Trua hanging out over here with Amy weighs in at 6,400 pounds. Both boys still growing. You'll notice though that the portion of their body from their dorsal fin to their tail flukes is in the water right now. That is the powerhouse of the whale. It's called their peduncle. It's very muscular and very heavy. If we were to weigh the whales with their peduncles still in the water, we would not be weighing the whole whale. So we simply ask the whales to raise their tails up and out of the water.
Wow, impressive.
Training this posture enables us to ensure accuracy so that we know the younger whales are growing properly and that the older whales are maintaining a healthy weight.
And the care isn't just physical. Mental stimulation and play are vital, and we surprise and engage with our whales at every opportunity. Play is how killer whales teach their young to hunt, and for the adults, play is important too. It seems that they just enjoy having fun. Making time for play is an important part of life for killer whales, and for us.
Did you guys know that killer whales love to play? They actually learn a lot by playing. They also learn through things called mimicry and observational learning. From a very young age, killer whales learn important life skills by playing games like follow the leader with their mothers and other whales. And we're going to put that to the test today with Micaiah and all of you guys. You guys ready to help me out on this side of the stadium? Love the enthusiasm. All right, we're going to play a game of follow the leader. Whoever wants to help on this side of the stadium, stand up. All right, we're going to play a game, like I said, follow the leader with Micaiah. You guys are going to be the leader, and we're going to see if he can follow your movement. So when I say go, both hands down at your side. But when I say go, both hands go straight up in the air and wave your hands, all right? We're going to make sure Micaiah's watching all of you. Looks like he is. Ready, team? Go! Both hands up in the air. Big wave. He's got it! Nicely done. Thank you very much. As you can see, Micaiah was watching you all very closely. Killer whales are very curious animals, and we often see them jumping completely out of the water to get a better look around. And Micaiah's going to show that off with a behavior we call a bow. But I need everybody's help this time. When we see that big jump at stage, let's all give him a great big cheer. Nicely done, nicely done. All right, but Amy's got Trua over here, bigger whale. I think we can do a bigger jump. How about a breach? Sounds good. When your team is ready, have them give that signal. 2, 3, go! Nice signal, everybody. Now, Trua's making his way down nearly 40 feet. He's going to take a turn and head right back over towards the glass. Now, killer whales will breach to get a better look around, but more often than not, they do it to show off. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the whales and our volunteers. SeaWorld's research and observation of the killer whales in our care has shed light on many mysteries about these amazing animals. For example, we know that the gestation period of a pregnant killer whale is 17 months. That's information that would be impossible to gain in the wild. Some information, however, can only be gained through field research. And that's why SeaWorld partners with such groups as the Norwegian Orca Survey and NOAA to advance global education. Killer whales are powerful animals, and perhaps the best expression of that power is when we've seen them hunt.
Killer whales stand apart. They have no natural predators, and just about any other ocean animal can be their dinner. Depending on where they live and their chosen prey, they've developed some epic hunting techniques. Off the coast of South America, killer whales will beach themselves, riding in on waves just long enough to catch prey. They'll also create waves that knock animals like penguins or seals from ice cliffs. Most importantly, they cooperate, communicate, and coordinate as a team. Here's footage of killer whales corralling a school of herring. A whale dips in and feeds, while the other whales keep the fish together with swipes of their tail flukes.
So killer whales create waves when they hunt, and they use their tail flukes to stun their prey. You're about to see a demonstration. For our whales, it's a high-energy activity session. But for all of you, it means it's time to get wet.
Oh my god. No, Nick. Oh no.
Well, as you can see, killer whales are amazing athletes, and they can eat several hundred pounds of food every day. In the wild, killer whale diets vary depending on where they live and time of year. Unfortunately, overfishing, pollution, and other factors are having a serious impact on some killer whale populations.
Killer whales are impressive animals, and it's pretty obvious why they're the top predator in the ocean. That means killer whales are invincible, right? When it comes down to it, killer whales are not the most powerful animal in the ocean.
Their future depends on you.
Through your actions.
Through the choices we all make.
We hold the future of killer whales and the oceans in our hands.
Killer whales continue to surprise and amaze us. They're the perfect ambassador of the ocean, limitless, connected, powerful, but still vulnerable. The challenges that we face can seem insurmountable.
Don't give up. Be inspired.
We can make a difference. The ocean needs our help, and that seems overwhelming, but together we can make it happen.
There's so much to learn.
So much to protect. So much to explore. The killer whale story is still being written.
And there are simple things we all can do to make a difference.
All it takes is one choice.
one positive act. One ripple that can grow and grow.
And change the world.
Together, we've got this.
That you please remain seated as we begin our safe exiting instructions. Now,